the others. Rules muna tayo ha sa midterm. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala naman tayo masyadong diniscuss sa midterm. So, ang nangyari guys, i-maximize na lang natin or minaximize ko na lang yung exam based dun sa ating discussion. Kasi ayoko naman na isama to. Magagahol naman ako. Ayoko naman ng gano'n na after discussion natin, isasama ko pa to. Wala nang signal. Tapos, nasa na ba ako? Ayun, hindi ko naman na to sinama kasi nga masyado ng late para isama pa to. Ang exam nyo is on Friday na. Tama ba? Galing pa akong seminar. Diba? So, sa Financial Accounting 4, guys, ang iikot lang ang exam nyo sa advanced to ha, Advanced FinAc 4, sa Business Combination 2. Okay? Meron lang theoretical questions doon, konti lang, pero actually combine na siya sa multiple choice natin. 40 items lang yung FinAc 2 nyo kasi nga may computation siya, 1 hour lang yung time allotted for the exam. So, business combination, yung discussion natin ng October 28. So, yun, wala na kayo masyadong re-reviewin. Focus lang kayo dun sa discussion natin ng October 28. Parang nagsasagot lang din kayo ng quiz. Kasi wala naman na akong source eh. Wala na tayong pagkukunan, kundi yun lang topic na yun. Okay? Masisira kasi yung timeline ko, kaya hindi ko na sinama pa to. Tsaka hassle pa. Okay? So, ano pa ba? So, sa under naman ng accounting 3, governmental accounting natin, 45 items, multiple choice natin is 35 items, and the true or false is 10. 45 lang. Okay, madali lang yun kasi ang cover lang nun is yung discussion natin ng October 28. So, doon lang iikot. May maximize ko lang din yung exam. Kasi wala naman na akong source. Hindi yun lang. Okay? So, tapos, ang rules natin guys sa midterm exam, isi-set ko ang exam ng ang schedule nyo kasi ay, wait lang ha, ang schedule nyo kasi ng Financial Accounting 4 is 3 to 4 p.m. ng November 20 and Accounting 3 is 4 to 5 p.m. ng November 20 Friday. So, ang rules natin dito, ang lahat ng makakapag-settle ng accounts ng November 20, 8 a.m., included lahat sa magte-take ng exam ng Friday.
Ma'am,
Okay?
ma'am,
So,
tanong po ako.
wait lang. Sige. Ano?
Actually, suggestion po, hindi po siya tanong.
Okay?
If you want, ma'am, we can take the exams na lang po. Tapos yung hindi pa po bayad, wag nyo na lang po i-record yung grades if ever na hindi sila magbabayad.
So,
Para
lahat,
isang bagsak na lang po, para hindi rin kayo mahirapan, ganun.
lahat kayo. Ang mangyayari, kasi monitored to eh. Hindi nyo ba napansin, added dito admin added ang admin sa natin, sa Teams? Napansin nyo ba? Monitored kasi to ng admin. Ba't di nyo napansin? Added sila dito. So, ang mangyayari doon kasi guys, yun kasi yung rules eh. So, lahat ng makakapag-settle ng accounts ng November 28 a.m., yun yung cut-off ko para sa magte-take ng exam. And yung hindi naman, kasi hindi nyo naman na kailangan mag-send ng permit before mag-take ng exam. Kasi nga, link na, na yun ng admin, na i-share na nila sa amin. So, still controlled tayo ng admin. So, tingnan natin kung paano gagawin natin. So, for now, ang rules po ng exam natin is lahat ng magte-take ng Friday, November 20, 3 to 5, included na yung 2 subjects, lahat ng updated yung accounts ng November 28 a.m. Okay? 8 a.m. lang guys. Kasi mawawalan na ako ng time. May lakad ako ng Friday. So, 8 a.m. lang yung umaga. Isi-schedule ko siya ng 8 a.m. Okay? Pag sinek ko yung sa admin, kung ano lang yung mga settled accounts doon, yun lang yung magtitip. Usapan na lang natin sa mga susunod na ano, ha? So for now, ganun na lang muna. Okay ba?
Last na po, ma'am.
Hmm. Ano?
Yung rule nyo po na pag birthday, pasok pa po ba yan?
Sa ano yon? During ano yon na mga
Ano
quizzes
ba yun?
natin.
Akala ko kasama exam.
Pag exam, hindi naman yun
Joke lang, ma'am.
Masyado na. Di ba yung rules natin dati na kapag birthday mo at may exercises tayo and quizzes and everything, perfect ka na, wala ka ng ano. Pero sa exam naman, syempre, exemption naman yun, exam yun eh. So anyway, kung wala nang sagot doon, wala na tayo ding ano.
Birthday po ni RJ.
Kailan? Monday? Friday? Today?
21.
21, 20 exam. So, hindi pa rin. Nakita niyo ba yung schedule niyo? Schedule niyang exam niyo, November 20, 3 to 4 and 4
Si
to 5.
Lyra po may birthday ng 20. Ako po 21.
Sayang no. Siguro i-ano na lang natin, mag-add on na lang tayo sa kanya. Lagyan na lang natin siya ng additional point. Pero kung mape-perfect naman yan, no need na kasi madali lang naman ang exam. Saka guys, isa lang na mare-review. So,
Okay,
okay?
po. Wala
Kaya
lang, ma'am.
wala na tayong dapat pang pag-usapan sa exam kasi isa lang naman yun. So, ikot-ikutin mo lang dun yun. Okay? Madali lang. Kayang-kaya nyo yun. So, start na tayo. So, syempre ito ay part na ng semifinals. Ayoko na kasing mag-haul sa pagpe-prepare ng exam. Mabilis lang to. Lagi na lang si ma'am. Lagi na lang ganun mabilis lang. Tapos di naman pala.
Ang ending, ubos pa rin yung oras.
Ang ending, ganun pa rin. Hirap pa rin. Okay. So, ang topic natin for today is the consolidated and separate financial statements on the date of acquisition. So, mag-ikot lang tayo dito sa financial reports or financial statements ni parent at ni subsidiary. Kasi parang ang purpose lang nito is to combine or to consolidate the financial statements of the parent and subsidiary company. Okay? So, let's start. Tapos na tayo sa business combination. Actually, ang dami nun. Kaya lang, pina-shortcut na lang natin. Kasi advance na to guys. Kaya mahirap i-discuss yung advance accounting. Kasi lalo pa pagka ganito, yung face to face, masyado siyang mahirap. So, pero kinakaya naman natin. Kahit pa ganun. So, definition of key terms muna tayo. So, accounting consolidation is the process. Basahin mo na lang yan. And consolidated financial statement. Ang pagkakaiba lang ni accounting consolidation, the accounting consolidation is the process and how you combine or consolidate the two financial statements. The company, the subsidiary company. Process ang tawag doon, pag sinabi nating accounting consolidation. Pag sinabi naman nating consolidated FS, it is pertains to the report na mismo. Okay? The actual report. So, yung una, it is a process of combining lang on how you add the parent and the subsidiary company's financial reports or financial statements, specifically balance sheet. Okay? Here's a consolidated financial statements. Guys, ito na yung pinakang reports being created once you consolidate the two financial reports. Okay? Nakuha niyo yung difference? The first one is just a process. Okay? Dito naman sa pangalawa is the actual reports or the actual financial statements. Kaya kung makita mo, may word na presented. Okay? So, ang purpose lang naman ni consolidation is to combine the two financial reports of the parent and subsidiary company and present those information to the accounting users. Alam naman natin who are those accounting users, diba? Those are the board of directors, investors, and others. Alam nyo na yun. So the difference between the first and two, the first one is the process and the second one is the actual report being presented to the accounting users. Okay? So next is the control. So parang same din naman yan dun sa ating government accounting, di ba? So control, the power to govern. So in general kasi kapag you own more than 50% of the company, automatic, you have the control na over that company. Matic na yun as a general rule. Okay, pero there are times naman na kahit hindi naman 50% yung ownership mo to that company, lumalabas pa rin dun si control and si power. Mamaya, titingnan natin kung paano siya, kung paano magkakaroon ng control and power even though hindi ka nagkaroon ng more than 50% of ownership to the company, okay, or to the corporation. So, basahin na lang natin yan. Si control, si group, alam mo naman si group, pag sinabi mong group, parent and all its subsidiary. Okay na tayo dyan. So, minority interest, ano to? So, part of the net result, huwag na natin basahin na, medyo nakakalito pag babasahin mo lang yan. Pag babasahin mo pa, nakakalito. Ganito na lang guys. Meron tayo kasi tayong tinatawag na majority, di ba? So, kapag example natin, 75% ownership and 25% ownership. Pag sinabi mong 75% ownership, controlling interest ang tawag doon. Okay, you control the 75% interest on that specific company. Pag yung 25%, yun yung tinatawag nating minority interest. Okay? So, pag binasa mo yan, yung definition na yan, medyo malilito ka pa eh. Diba? So, ang explanation lang naman dyan ay minority interest, yung mas mababa yung ownership. Okay? Kung sa 75%, yun yung may control sa business, that is your majority or the controlling interest, the minority interest, that is the 25%. Yun yung example natin. 75% versus the 25%. Kasi common sense naman, di ba? Kahit naman dun sa represented sa Congress natin, di ba may tinatawag majority and minority, di ba? Anyway, wala lang, nirelate ko lang. So, yun yun. Okay, kung ang example natin is 75 and 25%, 75% ownership, ang tawag doon is the controlling interest. And then yung the remaining 25%, that is the minority interest. Okay? Ito, part of the net results of operation and net assets of subsidiary attributable to interest that are not owned. Okay? So, kung ikaw, yung ownership mo is 75%, ikaw yun sa controlling interest. Okay? So, yung 25% remaining na hindi mo naman binili, that is called minority interest. Clear ba tayo doon? So, parent, an entity that has one or more subsidiaries. Okay? And subsidiary, an enterprise that is controlled directly or indirectly by another enterprise. Okay? Parang parent and subsidiary. Clear na tayo dito? Madali lang, di ba? So, ang sinasabi nitong subsidiaries, ito yun. Okay? So, pwedeng ang sinasabi ditong control directly, pwedeng si parent, or pwedeng yung si controlling interest na sinasabi. Okay? Malinaw? So, nature of the consolidated financial statement. So, acquisition of net results in automatic consolidation since assets of both companies are recorded the same set of books. So, ano bang ibig sabihin nun? So, di ba, kapag ka ikaw ay parent at subsidiary, there is a separate set of financial reports. Tama ba? So, here, sa consolidated financial statements na binigyan natin ng definition kanina, this is a combined financial statements of these two companies. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung may separate set of books sila, under consolidated financial statements, magkakaroon na lang sila ng one or same set of books. Ilalagay sila sa isa or i-consolidate sila as one. But they are distinct pa rin to each other. Separate pa rin sila. Okay? Okay, the operations still separate. Ang difference nga lang dito when it comes to balance sheet, kailangan natin silang pagsama-samahin. Kasi kung ikaw si board of members nitong company na to, kailangan mo ba bang tingnan isa-isa yun? Lalo na kung ikaw is higher ups, okay, or higher position. Kung ang subsidiary mo is 20, so may time pa ba si president na tingnan lahat yung 20 na yun? So, wala na, diba? So, yun lang naman yung purpose niya. Pero still, distinct and separate pa rin naman sila sa isa't isa. Yun nga lang din ang reason. Tsaka minsan, kaya nagkakaroon ng consolidation kasi binili na ni company itong other company na to. Okay? So, both parent and the subsidiary will continue. Ito, sinabi ko na yan, ha? And will have their own separate set of FS. Eliminates the separation of eliminates the separation of the different units and reflects the existence of only one economic entity. Kaya nga siya consolidated. Kaya nga siya na-consolidate para ipakita siya as one. But still, they are distinct pa rin to each other and have their own separate set of financial statement. Kasi guys, mayroon kasing parent na yung different yung line of business niya sa kanyang subsidiary. There are times na gano'n. Okay? Wala namang problema doon. Kaya lang siya nagkakaroon ng kaya lang hindi siya fully kino-combine when it comes to the operation. Siyempre nga, magkaiba sila ng line of business. Siyempre, magkaiba rin yung operation nila. Operation strategy, operational transactions, and others. Okay? So, the main purpose nga of this consolidated financial statements is to show the sum up or the total results of the operations of various company of various of one parent and various subsidiary companies. Okay? So, malinaw ba tayo dito? Mukhang di ako nalinawan. So, ano pa? So, So, ang sinabi ko kanina, there are some exemption there are some exemption na pwedeng hindi na i-consolidate yung financial statements or financial reports ni parent kay subsidiary company. First natin doon guys is if the parent and its subsidiary agreed to that arrangement. Okay? Halimbawa, ako, parent and subsidiary. Okay, wag na nating i-consolidate. Okay, there is an exemption na doon. So, kapag nag-agree naman yung both parties na wag na nating i-consolidate yung ating financial reports and let us show the financial statement as one, pwede yun. It depends on the agreement of both parent and subsidiary company. Okay? So, first yun ha. And second one is if the parent's debt or equities instruments are not traded in the public market. So what are those instruments ba na tinatrade natin sa market? Diba? Papasok dito yung mga debt securities, equity securities, treasury bills. Those are securities or, ano sabi ko? Those are securities and instruments that are being traded in the market. Paano ba pag sinabi mong trade? Trade. Ano ba ibig sabihin natin ng trade? Okay, papasok doon kasi sa trade yung buying and selling of securities. Kakaroon ka ng buying of selling of debt securities, equity securities. So, kung ang company daw or kung si parent, debt and instrument securities are not being traded in the public market, pwedeng hindi na nila i-consolidate ang financial statements nila. Okay? So, malinaw tayo doon. Pangalawa na yun, ha? So, ang pangatlo, the person file its financial statements with the securities and commissions. Sabi dito, number 3, if parent did not file, not is in the process of filing its financial statements with SEC or other regulatory organization for the purpose of issuing instruments, pwede na silang hindi mag-consolidate ng financial reports. Okay, ano yung una? Depends on the agreements of both parent and subsidiary. Number 2, if the parent equity or debt or treasury bills are not being traded in the market. And number 3, if the parent did not file or they are in the process of filing the financial statement to SEC. Okay? And Yon. So, tatlo yon. So, sila yung those are the exemptions para hindi na i-consolidate yung financial statements ng both and parent companies. Both parent and subsidiary companies. Okay? So, malinaw na ba tayo doon? So, next is, ang scope ni consolidated financial statement kasi guys, okay? Kaya ang title ng topic natin today is, ano bang sabi ko? On the date of acquisition. Okay? Consolidated and separate FS on the date of acquisition. Bakit po meron kayong on the date of acquisition? Kasi guys, prior to the date of acquisition, no need for you to consolidate those transactions or the result of transactions prior to the date of the acquisition. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung binili ni parent company sa subsidiary company ng October 1, the results of operation ng September 31, pabalik, hindi na yun kailangan i-consolidate. Okay? Hindi mo na yun kailangan isama sa consolidated financial reports. Yun yung scope natin, ha? So, regardless kung nasaan ang company mo, whether it is being located to foreign or here in domestic, it is also being consolidated. Okay? So, regardless kung international or domestic yan, kailangan mo siyang i-consolidate. Okay? And regardless kung anong klaseng business yan, whether they are same line ng business or hindi same line ng business, kailangan mo din siyang i-consolidate. Okay? Yun yung scope ni consolidated financial statements. Pero nga, sabi ko kanina, merong exceptions. At yun yung sinabi nating tatlong exceptions na minention ko kanina. Okay, clear na tayo doon? Okay, i-consolidate mo lang si both parent and subsidiary financial reports on the date of the acquisition. And regardless where it is located, regardless of their line of business, it is being consolidated. Okay, malinaw? Okay, next. So, identification of subsidiaries. Design nyo na lang to, guys. Madali lang naman tong intindihin. Okay? Kasi di ba sabi ko kanina, if you own more than, or if the parent acquires more than half of the, the ownership of its subsidiary, okay, or their controlled companies, automatic yung control mo. Okay? So, ang sinasabi lang dito, identification na to sinasabi niya dyan. What if hindi mo naman, what if hindi mo pag-aari ang more than half? Okay? Paano lalabas ang control mo doon? Even though hindi mo pag-aari yung more than half of its ownership. Okay? 4 lang yan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sign nyo na lang yan. Okay? Naintindihan nyo ba sinabi ko? Sa controlling kasi, or sa control guys, sa controlling interest, automatic kasi more than 50 or half of the voting rights or ownership, matic, meron ka ng control sa corporation. Pero, ang sabi, nagkakaroon din daw ng control kahit hindi more than half yung ownership mo. Ito yung 4 na yun. Paano lalabas yung control kahit hindi more than half or more than half the voting rights is nasa iyo. Ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basahin nyo na lang yan. Kasi madali lang naman yung intindihin. Baka hindi kasi tayo umabot sa computation. Okay? So, next. So, this consolidation procedure, sabi ko na yung prior to the date ha, hindi na kailangang i-combine. Clear na tayo doon. So, consolidation procedures na tayo. Ito lang naman ang medyo kailangan natin pag-aralan eh. So, first, dalawa lang naman yan. 2 steps. Elimination and line-by-line basis for consolidation. So, mahaba lang sa elimination. So, first, capital, stock, peak, treasury, and retained earnings, each subsidiary are all closed. i-close mo lahat yon, eliminate mo na siya, tatanggalin mo na siya lahat. Paano mo siya i-close? What is the, ano tawag dito? The normal balance of this account. Credit ba to? Debit? Credit, no? So, eliminate mo siya, i-debit mo lang siya, magkakaroon ka na ng close of this account. Diba? So, next is allocate the difference between the cost of investment and the book value of net assets acquired. Mamaya, makikita nyo yan. Pag binabasa kasi, parang ang hirap intindihan, no? Pero kapag may application na, mas madali na sa'yo intindihin yan. Kahit ako, pag nung binasa ko to, hindi ko din naintindihan, okay? So, the difference of the excess should be allocated among the assets and liability of the subsidiary as the difference between FB and book value. Kaya tingnan natin. And third one, identifiable assets acquired, incurred, or assumed must be measured at full fair value, 100% fair value or fair market value. Okay, next, an allocated excess of cost is recorded as goodwill. Maya, makikita natin yan. Allocated excess, okay, recorded as negative goodwill and is immediately recognized in the income statement as gain. And elimination of intragroup. Ang eliminate lang naman natin is the accounts under income statement. Kasi diba, ang more on, in general kasi, ang mas kinoconsolidate talaga is the balance sheet. Although minsan kinoconsolidate din ang financial statements. Pero, majority kasi ng mga ganito, balance sheet. Kasi nga, there are times na ang parent company and subsidiary company, hindi naman sila parehas ng line of business. Okay, so wala naman kasi magiging problema when it comes to the consolidation of balance sheet. Nagkakaroon lang when it comes to the income statement because of different line of business. Something like that. And then, the line-by-line basis for consolidation. Ang line by line lang naman guys, ito lang naman yung pag-add ng assets, liability, equity ng both parent and subsidiary companies. Parang they are just being combined in a line basis. Parang same lang on how you prepare the financial, I mean the balance sheet. The only difference nga here is sum up na siya ni parent and subsidiaries. Pero same din naman siya when it comes to the preparation. Okay? So, sige. Try na natin ang example, ha? Para mas maintindihan natin. Hirap kasi ituro to. So, this is an example of balance sheet. So, kung makikita mo, hindi na natin, wala na yung income statement. So, probably, na-close na lahat yan. In-eliminate na si, eto ano sabi? Elimination of income and expenses in full. Diba? So, kung makikita mo dito, example natin is balance sheet na. Okay, this is an example problem prior to the business combination. So, hindi pa sila nagko-combine na. So, ito ang problem natin. Assumption 1. Cash consideration, wholly owned subsidiary excess of cost over book value of interest acquired. Maricon paid 22,000 for all the outstanding stocks of Gloria Company. So, all the outstanding stocks of Gloria Company are being paid by the Maricon Corp for 22,000. Okay? Record lang natin yung investment. Investment, cash. Kasi nag-out si Maricon, diba? Tama ba? Si Maricon ba nag-out? Nag-out? Okay, tama. So, ito na yung computation natin. So, cost of 22,000, ito yung cash consideration. Book value of acquired investment. Tingnan natin yung kanina, no? The difference. Saan yun? Yan, no? Yan yun. Yan yung mga sinasabi na yan. Kasi kung babasahin mo, malilito ka. So, ma'am, paano mo nakuha ang 17,000? Ano bang sabi? book value of acquired investment. So, ano ba yung in-acquired? Ano ba yung biniling investment? So, book value. So, meron tayong 4, 3, and 10. 4, 3, and 10. Kita nyo? That is the book value of acquired investment. Kasi ano bang sabi? Of all the outstanding stocks of Gloria Company. Gloria Company. 4, 3, and 2. Okay? So, 5,000 yung excess and it should be allocated, anong sabi? It should be allocated to the excess of the difference between fair value and book value. Okay, yun ang sabi eh. Yun ang sabi nila, di ba? So, sa other assets, wala ka namang fair market value dun sa iba. Eh, ang sabi ng ating rules or ng ating steps or ng ating procedures is should be allocated the difference between fair value and book value of the assets and liability. Okay? So, kung makikita mo, ito lang naman sa problem, ang merong difference. The rest, wala namang difference. So, no need for you to allocate the 5 here. Dito mo lang siya i-allocate. Dun sa 17, the difference I mean, okay? So, anong difference nila? 10, 8. Ang difference, 2 and 3. Okay ba? So, 5,000, 5,000, 0. Tama ba? So, inallocate mo siya based dun sa difference. Medyo hindi ka naman malilito kasi kung i-allocate mo siya using the difference, pag ginawa mong 5,000 times 2 over 5,000, 2,000 din. Okay? Kung sa plant and equipment naman, i-allocate mo si 5,000, 5,000 times 3 over 5,000, 3 pa din ang sagot. So, wala na tayong problema doon. Si 5,000, in-allocate mo siya sa difference ni fair market value and ni book value ng asset at liability. Ang nagkataon lang na sila lang dalawa yung may difference. The rest is wala naman. So, no need for you to allocate dyan. Okay? So, next, 350 na. Good. So, next entry, ano bang sabi? Elimination and, madali lang pala, no? Elimination and adjusting entry. So, anong sabi ko kanina? The normal balance for our outstanding shares is credit. So, para ma-eliminate mo siya, you have to debit those accounts. So, 4, 3, and 10. Okay, tama ba? So, pag tiningnan mo, close na siya. Okay? And then, nag-allocate ka ng difference 2 and 3. Meron tayong sinabi dito na nasaan ba yun? Yung full 100, yon. Identifiable asset must be initially measured at full fair value. Tingnan natin ha, sa posting. Okay, so close na yan ha, balance siya. Pag i-consolidate mo na sila, kasi ang entry lang natin ginawa is ilan? Ilan ang entry natin? 2. Investment and elimination and adjustment lang. Okay? So, this one is the consolidated balance sheet of Maricon and Gloria Company. So, Maricon, 3. Ma'am, bakit naging 3? Eh, kanina 25 siya. Kasi guys, binili niya 'di ba ng 22,000. So, hindi na 25 yung cash ni Maricon. Instead, naging 2 na lang siya. Tama ba? Okay? So, wala naman tayong problema kay Gloria. Kasi 5 to 8, 16 naman yan.
Ma'am, kasama pa po sa midterm yan.
Hindi na. Di ba diniscuss ko kanina?
Okay po.
So,
Nilinaw ko lang.
So, 5 to 8. Ma'am, bakit 8 po ang nilagay nyo? Di po ba dapat fair market value ang basis natin? Mamaya makikita mo din naman yan. Should be added din naman. Kasi kung ilalagay ko siya dito as 10, pag nag-adjust tayo, mag-over na tayo sa kanya. Okay, ang sabi, at full 100% ang sabi, di ba? So ito, pag nilagay ko to as 10, kinuha ko yung fair value niya, kapag sinama natin yung adjustment and elimination, mag-exceed na tayo. So instead of getting the fair market value, book value na lang muna. Pero still, at the end naman, at the end of the consolidation, still nakuha mo pa rin naman yung full fair market value niya. Okay? Malinaw ba tayo doon? So, 3, 8, 15, 42, 5, 3, 8, 15, 42, 5. So, instead of 25, 2 na lang siya. 3 na lang siya kasi nga, binili niya yung outstanding shares nito ng 22. Okay? Next. Okay na tayo dito. 5, 2, 8, 16. Posting lang naman kasi to guys. So, 22, total na lang pala. 95 and 95. Okay? Total na siya ha. Tama ba? 17, 10, 40, 10, 18. 17, 10, 40, 10, 18. Okay? Next is, tandaan nyo, ang topic natin, consolidated balance sheet lang. So, kailangan mo lang pagsamahin ang balance sheet ni Maricon at si Gloria, ni parent at sa subsidiary. Okay? Or ng two companies. Kasi consolidation lang naman. Actually, madali lang mag-consolidate. All you have to do is add the assets, liability, equity of those two companies. Yun lang ang consolidation. Okay, kaya lang, take note of this consideration, yung adjustment, tapos yung mga payments made. Kasi kailangan mo din yung i-adjust. Okay? So, copy-paste lang naman tayo, 31 and 31. So, hindi natin, gaya na sinabi ko kanina, hindi natin kinuha ang fair market value kahit ang rules natin is always get the fair market value kasi magkakaroon pa tayo dito ng adjustment. Okay? So, ito yung adjusting and eliminating entries lang natin. 4, 3, 10, 2, 3, and 22. 4, 3, 10, 2, 3, and 22. Okay? Okay na? So, ang consolidated balance sheet na ng two companies, ito na. May tanong? Mahirap ba? Thank you na kasi yung susunod dyan. Oh. So, guys, ganito.
Thank you po.
Oh, thank you na eh. So, guys, ganito. Kasi ang example natin is wala kang excess, di ba? Or wala tayong nakuhang goodwill. Okay? So, ang sabi ng ating process, if there is a goodwill, okay, i-debit mo lang tong goodwill. Okay? Alam mo naman yung rules doon, di ba? At kung meron namang yung kabila, negative goodwill, immediately recognized in an income statement as gain. Okay ba? So, the only difference ng exercises natin sa ating example, sa ating example, wala kang goodwill or negative goodwill na realize, okay? Or na gain or any goodwill. Sa ating exercise, quiz 2 and quiz 3, meron na. May lalabas na diyang goodwill. So, ang treatment mo for goodwill, ito nga sabi, di ba, yung excess, ito lang naman yun, guys, itong sinasabi ko. Kasi nga, baka malito kayo sa exercises. Minsan kasi nalilito kayo. Saan ba yun? Saan ba yun? Wait. Ito ang sinasabi ko. Excess. Okay? Excess of cost over book value. Balikan mo lang yung procedure kung paano mo siya ititreat. Kasi kung may excess to, pwede siyang maging goodwill or negative goodwill. Paano magkakaroon yun? Ito, halimbawa, naging 23,000. Siyempre, magkakaroon ng excess. Okay? So, ititreat mo lang siya as same with the procedure na sinabi. Ito, and ito. So, take note of these two when answering quiz 1 and quiz 2. Okay ba? So, 356 na. So, may tanong ba? Nalilito ba? Ano? Kaya pa ba?
Sobra po.
Ayun naman pala eh. E di madali lang, no?
Sobrang nalilito po.
Kala ko kaya pa. Okay ba? Malabo ba? Malinaw? Take attendance ha. Kaya pa ba? Ano nga ba yun?
Ma'am, i-review na lang po namin.
Okay, much better. I-review nyo na lang sa uploaded natin. Okay? So, kung may tanong, kung wala nang tanong, pahinga na tayo at after 3 minutes, doon naman tayo sa kabila. Agapan na lang natin ang pag-out dun sa kabila. Ha? Okay. See you
Thank you,
later.
ma'am.
Ate Irish, GB, alis na kayo dito para ma-download ko na. Hello? Hello, Ate Irish. Doon tayo sa kabila.